You worked for Benny Johnson.
I did, for a long time.
Explain your experience working for him.
Awful. I've never been treated that way in a work environment. He was...
I will have angry mobs if I don't ask this next question. Has Benny Johnson had sexual contact with men?
By the way, 40% of the people who are watching my YouTube are not subscribed, so make sure you hit that sub button. All right, you get all the good gossipy shit and you laugh your ass off, and you get a lot of Kermit phone. All right, I gotta say before going into the Luke Beasley show here, I do have a love-hate relationship with 𝗙𝗨ie 𝗙𝗪𝗏, and I just want to explain that, okay? Because my issue with 𝗙𝗨ie 𝗙𝗪𝗏 is this, is that I'm not sure if I trust her. I'm not sure that I trust her, guys. And here's what I noticed in me, okay, is that I am glad to sort of like explore her information the same way I did with like Michael Cohen or I do with Candace Owens, right? Because I love that she's trying to self-destruct MAGA. And I love that she's spilling tea or promising to spill tea. But what I'm not sure of is I'm not sure if I really believe her and trust her. I'm not. Now, there's another thing going on though, guys, is that I find myself giving her pretty privilege. I do sometimes find myself like engaging in the pretty privilege, guys. I admit it at least, you know? And so I'm trying to balance that, because part of me doesn't trust her at all, but then part of me is like wants to trust her because I do want to believe that people can get out of that cult and become better human beings. I mean, I do believe people can get better. Okay, I've seen people get out of religious cults, guys, and there is a cult mentality that happens, okay? And when you combine that shit with money and fame, you know, people can get wrapped into shit, you know? So I do want people to get out. But so anyway, just so you know, that's where I'm at, because I want her to destroy MAGA, dude. I am down for her breaking all the MAGA hogs.
And that's when I flew across the country to find out the dirty deets of the right-wing media corrupt machine that she witnessed firsthand through the story of Benny Johnson. Here it is.
Here we go. Benny Johnson, guys. Benny. Yo, Benny. Political punk here, buddy. I know you have your ravenous mossy bank functioning as your beard, and that's fine. She can bang who she wants, but we are coming for you, Benny. Okay? You are not going to be hounding TPUSA boys in your hotel room while your beard cries in the hotel lobby for much longer, boss. All right? Because you've kind of turned into a real pig, all right, with your shit about Trump and you just being a total degenerate. So we're coming for your ass, boss. All right, get ready. This one's going to leave a mark. All right, fuck you. Bye-bye. I want all of these MAGA shitters to ruin MAGA. I do.
This is investigating Benny Johnson.
Oh. All this started with you posting a video responding to something Benny had talked about in relation to you and saying that you had known for a long time details about him and that you were ready to come forward with them. Explain for the audience why you're speaking out against him now.
Why now is because Benny decided to tell everyone that I should lose my child, that I'm not a fit mother, and that my child should be taken away from me. Benny, I've always had a disdain for, but that certainly accelerated it.
You worked for Benny Johnson.
I did, for a long time.
Explain your experience working for him.
Awful. I've never been treated that way in a work environment. And I found out very quickly that I wasn't alone in my experience with Benny Johnson and his erratic, abusive behavior many times. As soon as I started working for Benny's company, it was right away a shit show, abusive, being screamed at, yelled at, degraded. There was one instance in which he was not happy about a script for a shoot, And I didn't write the scripts, but I was the one that was most accessible to him. So he called me screaming, calling me profanities, calling me a bitch, calling me stupid, and saying that this was literal cancer and that I owed an apology to him and his wife and his newborn daughter, that this was such a mess.
All right. So, dude, I can totally see Benny Johnson being abusive. Okay? I mean, I can absolutely see it. You look at him, you know what it is, guys? Let me just tell you what it is. Every abuser I have ever known, okay, will like post a lot of photos of them and their family, all smiles, and they are constantly like talking about how perfect their family is. Whereas like real human beings will post some shit about the good shit of their family. And then they'll also tell you about like, man, we're having issues. Like we're having struggles. Our family is struggling with this. We're grappling with that, right? But abusers are always like, we love each other so much. Everything's so perfect. Look at this. We have the greatest family ever. Oh, we love our family so much, right? Always. Every fucking time. And you also see Benny too. He's smug and snarky and fucking talks down to people, right? But he's not real. But all right, here we go. She's gonna drop some Benny tea.
Benny has built his entire brand off of the backs of other people. Nothing about Benny Johnson is independent. Whether it was siphoning cash from Turning Point, a 501c3, their charity work is building Benny Johnson, or whether it was Arsenal Media Group, where he co-founded this company and had all of these employees, most of which were not being paid properly on time, were in these abusive working conditions, and he used this and funneled this cash to build the independent journalist that is Benny Johnson.
The quote-unquote godfather
Yes.
of conservative media.
I really cannot emphasize enough how bad these conditions were, that people would call out. They would be suffering from anxiety, depression. I have the texts where I'm texting my boyfriend at the time when I was working there saying, I can't do this, I'm hyperventilating, I'm having panic attacks, I don't want to talk to Benny, I have to get on a call with Benny again. And this was prolific throughout the entire company.
You said previously, I just want to get this clearly, you remember specifically in an angry phone call him calling you a bitch?
Yes.
Wow.
This music is killing me, bro.
These people were given salaries, employment opportunities at the company that he co-founded and was running around as a tyrant through, and he did not care that anyone was not being paid. Instead, he was buying houses, moving, drinking expensive whiskey, having his team paid, while everyone else was worried about how they were going to afford groceries.
Explain your experience with Madison Cawthorn and then how Benny and the Arsenal leadership responded.
So I met Madison Cawthorn through my work at Arsenal. He was a client of ours, and on one of the shoots, I was put as the lead on the shoot, and then I was told that I need to have a meeting with Madison afterwards about his campaign, his messaging. And after the shoot, I'm in the car with Madison. I'm sitting to the far side. Madison gets in the middle, and one of the people from his staff is on the other side. And as soon as we get in the car, Madison leans over and whispers in my ear and says, just so you know, I have no control over my obliques. And every time the car turns, Madison's hand just so happens to land several times on my upper thigh. Like it was one wrong move and something was in me at this point. And so I just brush it off, and we go to this lunch that we're supposed to talk about his campaign, and right away he starts talking about blowjobs. And, you know, if I would give my boyfriend a blowjob if he was on death row, and all of this crazy stuff. And I did tell the leadership at the company and said I didn't want to be alone on these shoots with Madison anymore, and that we shouldn't have any female staffers. alone on these shoots with Madison, and they kept placing females alone on shoots with Madison, and they...
Now, this is pretty common with these MAGA guys. So she worked at 𝗙PUSA from 2017. So she was young, dude, when she like got involved with this shit. So she worked at Arsenal Media Group around 2020. It was during Trump's 2020 campaign. Now that is after she dated 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹𝗪. Rogan O'Handley, otherwise known as 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹𝗪, this fucking piece of shit. She dated this guy, okay, in 2019 when she was 19 years old. Then they broke up. Then she worked at Arsenal Media. And that's when she was working with Benny Johnson and whatnot. And Benny was like, he was quite a bit smaller back then. He was just like really starting to grow his YouTube. And so, yeah, dude, this is... I mean, all of these people are fucking trash, boss.
Also experienced sexual harassment from Madison. And I told Benny directly years later, I said, this is who Madison is. And Benny was aware of it. He had, at one point, we had scripted Madison to be in a locker room for a shoot. And Benny explicitly said, given his past, we shouldn't put him in a locker room. So very intentionally laundering the image of someone he knows is a sexual predator.
You told him explicitly in text.
Yes.
On the record.
Yeah.
And to this day, does Benny associate with Madison?
Yes. I think it was a few weeks ago he did.
Well, dude, I mean, guys, and I'm not holding water for Benny here, but like, bro, MAGA is all in on Donald Trump. They don't care about fucking men being rapists. You know what I'm saying? Their literal fucking president, the leader of MAGA, is a 20-time rapist. Like, dude, Epstein's best friend. Like, of course Benny doesn't care if Madison Cawthorn is feeling people up, as long as he can make sure he doesn't fucking bear the responsibility. I mean, dude, they polished Trump's knob. Okay? Like, I don't find that surprising. You know what I'm saying? It is like all of MAGA supports SA, essentially. I do. I think all of MAGA supports SA.
I will have angry mobs if I don't ask this next question.
Yeah, dude, they waited until the very end. But look at this, guys. See, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, you ready? It's like we've now given Luke Beasley... Okay, we have given Luke Beasley, you know, I mean, granted, I'm a content creator, so I'm contenting the content, but it's at the very end, but it's 2 minutes, guys. She is not going to tell us she's not going to give us any real receipts here, okay? You know what I mean? She's going to tell us the same shit. Oh, Benny's hooked up with men at 𝗙PUSA. It's well known. Everybody knows this. But I bet you she's not going to drop a single piece of information that she hasn't already dropped. And we've already, you know what I'm saying? We're significantly padding everyone's fucking bank accounts. Here it comes.
As I want to. Has Benny Johnson had sexual contact with men?
The amount of people who have confirmed to me personally, about his experiences with men is astonishing. This is, at this point, it's an open secret. And why haven't you sued Milo, Benny?
What a conversation. And
Dude, that was it, bro. Are you kidding me? That is it. Dude, like, seriously. Now, guys, listen to me here. Okay? Because I'm obviously watching this as content, but like, bro, if I was a fan and that was the big scoop and I watched a 26-minute video to get the big scoop and then you get 10 seconds and like nothing that we haven't already heard Like, bro, that's, I mean, Luke, I love you, bro, but dude, that's dog shit, okay? That is like, come on, dude. You didn't eke anything more than that, or you've like follow-up video? Like, that's some dog shit right there, bro. You know what I mean? I mean, like, come on, dude. Dude. You know? I mean, and dude, I believe Luke is a gay man. Like, this story needs to get out. We got an illegal gay happening with Benny. Okay, Benny's taking advantage of young men and being a skeezer. And like, bro, come on. You know, see this shit bugs me, guys, because this is like, I feel like we're better than this. Okay, like, you know, and that's my thing. If Ashley has some real information, is she going to like come out with some real information, or is she just going to, you know, oh yeah, a bunch of people have told me this and I really know it's true, but I'm never gonna out this shit. Dude, she didn't give anything, bro. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.